What is going on, guys? This is PokeAus. I'm back again for another video. On today's video, I'm going to be doing something awesome. It is going to be different to what I have been doing. I am going to be showing everybody an awesome game we used to play back in my hood about 20 years ago. But first up, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you get all your PokeAus content. Let's get started. Okay, first up, we used to play a game. It was called the Game of Flicks. It was about 20 years ago. Us Aussie boys out in Western Sydney, we used to play this game. It was made up and we loved it. We used to go around all the different areas, Green Valley, Hinchinbrook, Sadleir, Miller, Mount Pritchard, you name it, to play this game and battle people. Cause it was so hyped, we used to get out of hand a bit. So there was some tears and scuffles for the cards. So it's either you like this game or you don't like it. But you know what? We were 10 years old and that was 20 years ago. I'm 30 now. So we used to play it from around 10 years old to 13 years old while it was cranking around in our area. And it was called the Game of Flicks and it was awesome fun. So I will go through and show everyone the rules and how to play this game. So pretty much these are the rules. There's going to be two players. Player 1 is on the left, he's got his 2 cards, and player 2 is on the right. He has his other 2 cards. So how it works, each player gets their 2 playing cards and they put them on the ground, on the floor, on the table, somewhere with a flat surface like this. Each player puts the card you are battling for in the Game of Flicks on the side. Just hear me out, do not play with that card on the playing mat because the cards you want to be putting down to play with are your crappy played cards. So just put them down here. Player 1, he is giving away his Charizard. So he is putting down his Charizard and player 2 is putting down his Blastoise. So pretty much player 1 wants to win the Blastoise and he's willing to give his Charizard away, and player 2 is putting down his Blastoise and wants to win the Charizard, he's willing to give his Blastoise away. So that's that side of things. So the card game is called Game of Flicks. So you need a flicker card. So it can be any Pokemon card or any other card of any type as long as it's thin and flat. And because that's what you want to do, you want to be able to get underneath these 2 cards to play the Game of Flicks. So you need a flicker card. It can be any card as long as it's nice and flat and very thin like this. So once you have seen your opponent and you have decided which cards you want to play for, the Charizard and the Blastoise in this case, and you have put down any of your 2 playing cards that you're going to be playing with the Game of Flicks on the floor. So the first thing you need to do, the 2 cards you put down that you play with, they need to be facing upwards like that. And the other player will put his card exactly facing upwards like that. So both players need to place their cards on top of each other as flat as you can, and they are both facing upwards like this. Okay, this is going to be the main point of the game. So pretty much the aim of each player is to use their flicker card to maneuver these cards in a position, and I will show you that position. So each person gets 1 touch to maneuver these cards whichever way they want. Player 1 moves, player 2 moves, player 1 will do a flick, player 2 will do a shuffle. They'll do certain flicks with the cards and the result has to be like this, and I'll show everyone how it's meant to be. So to win the card, the bottom card, either of the 2, if it's Wartortle or Ivysaur, it doesn't really matter. The Wartortle or the Ivysaur, the bottom card has to have the Pokeball facing up and the top card has to have the picture card on top of it like that. It can be in any position, so it can, once you do the move and flick, it can land like this, it can land like this, it can land like this, or like this, or it can land majority of it like this. As long as it is touching some sort of way with the Pokeball facing down and the picture card facing up, even if it's 1 millimeter touching all the way around like this. That is absolutely fine. That means you will win. That's right, you will win both the card that you're trying to win. So pretty much, once again, the aim is for each player on their turn, they have one single touch / move to get the cards in the right position, exactly the way I'm showing on the bottom, like that. So the bottom card, either of the two cards that are being played with, needs to have the Pokeball side facing up, and the top card, either of the two cards playing, needs to have the Pokemon face side facing up, exactly how you are seeing it here with these two cards. And once that happens, that means you have won. Okay, I will run through the different types of moves that you can do, and then I'll show you a demonstration. So these are the types of moves that you can do on your single touch move. Each player gets one at a time. So you can either do a single touch, you can do a push, you can do a flick, you can do a double flick, sometimes you can do a triple flick, or you can do a shuffle to get the cards from this position to that position, either way. And the last thing I'm going to show you guys about the rules is, for example, if you're physically sitting over here and your flicker is like this, you need to reach where the Ivysaur is on that side. You're allowed to physically hold the cards in the same position like this, and you can turn them exactly 180 degrees and place them on the floor like that without moving them. So they were in the exact same position. All we did was rotate them 180 degrees. You are allowed to do that in the game, and it's not classed as your one move. You still have your move after that. Okay, we are going to be double flicking this move now. So this is a double flick. Both cards are in this certain position and we are going. Okay, that has absolutely failed. The double flick did not occur, and what's happened now is both Pokeball cards are facing up. So now it's the next person's turn. All he needs to do is put his card here and flip it easily just over that, and he has won everything here. So Pokeball facing up, image facing up like this, and they are touching. That player has won everything. So that was a double flick gone wrong, and the other player just easily shuffled it over like this. Let's go for another double flick, trying to get the cards to land in the position we want. And do you see that? It has landed just touching that. Right now, you could probably be contesting with the other player if the Wartortle is touching the Pokemon side, and I can just see it is just touching by about 1 millimeter. That is absolutely crazy, and there would be some punch-ons cranking right now back in the hood 20 years ago. So this is a shuffle. The cards are spread out like this, and they are in this position. For example, they aren't halfway, they're right on the edge, like that. And so that is going to be a shuffle move. So what the player needs to do, he needs to get his flicker card and put it under here, and he needs to do that. Did you guys just see that? You have about 2 seconds to lift up and do the shuffle. It has landed, I will show everyone, it has landed like that, and that is the way you want the cards to land to win all the cards. And that is the shuffle. Pokeball facing up, Pokemon image facing up, they are touching, and you have won. Okay, let's do some more double flicks, trying to get them to land the way we want this time. They did not land the way, but it has obviously set up the cards for a shuffle. So we are going to do a shuffle, and did you just see that? I just shuffled and it is landed the way we want the cards to land. Yes, did you guys just see that? So one flick, Pokeball facing down, bottom card, top card, Pokemon facing up, and it has landed, and there is contact. So whichever player that was, player 1 or player 2, Bob and Joe, names, they have won the Blastoise and the Charizard. So they will take that, and people will also win the played cards. So that person would win the played cards, plus he would win the 2 cards that we're trying to win. For example, these 2 cards. So right now I'm going to show everyone a full game of exactly what is going to go on. Player 1 puts up his Charizard. Player 2 puts up his Blastoise. Player 1 puts down his playing card Ivysaur. Player 2 puts down his Wartortle. So who goes first? It's either you flick a coin or you just choose. It doesn't really matter because you cannot win the cards off the bat with your first move, both of them facing like this. It is impossible to get a double flick, a shuffle, or a triple flick. You got to be 1 in I don't know how much percent chance, 1 in 1,000% chance to win the cards if they're in a position like this. So let's get this started. So player 1 will go first. He will move like this. Player 2 says, I can't double flick this right now, so I am going to make it a bit more. He has set up player 2 mistakenly in a good position for player 1 to try and double flick it off the bat. And look at that. Player 1 has double flicked it off the bat, and it has landed in the correct position to win the game of flicks. So player 1 has double flicked it as everyone just seen. Pokeball facing down and picture card facing up, and he has won. Player 2 is crying, going home and telling his mum that he lost his Blastoise to one of his friends. So everyone, I hope everyone has liked that video. If you did like that video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Once again, back in the hood, we used to play this game and it was called Game of Flicks. Hope everyone has liked the video. This is PokeAus and I'll see you all next time.